Well, good morning, folks. It's March 21st. The first day of spring was yesterday officially, although we've had real nice days for a couple of weeks now. And just gonna give you a little tour of the garden. The stone fruit trees are blooming already, like this little pear tree here. This is full of blooms, so that's a good sign of fruit to come in the summer. Very quickly, it's raining a little bit, so I don't want to get the camera wet. But here's the Keyhole Garden. All this chard that had been damaged by frost is recuperating nicely. There's almost no evidence of damage anymore on it. So this just tells you how resilient Swiss chard is. The basket in the Keyhole Garden, I filled it up with leaves, and it's got some green materials in there. It's composting in, just basically composting, providing nutrients to the Keyhole Garden. I want to give you an update on the lettuces that I planted 2 weeks ago. So I began an experiment planting lettuces here on this little patch by sprinkling seeds, and also by putting them on trays and on little recyclable containers, which I'll show you in a minute. And to me, it seems like the lettuces that went directly in the ground are doing much better than the other ones. It's just me being a bad gardener or having little experience with containers and trays. I most of the times just plant directly into the soil. I live in a climate in Texas where I can afford to do this. Some of you guys have you don't get good days until late April or early May. Some of you up north. Here's the compost pile. I had to put it in a cage. This is basically rabbit fencing, and this thing is hot. I cannot stick my hand in there. It's about 12 bags of leaves that I collected from the curb of other houses, and I have about 4 more bags that didn't fit in here anymore, and grass clippings, and that is cooking away nicely. So I'm gonna leave it there for a couple of weeks and then I'll turn it, but it's very, very hot right now. Moving on, I planted some little squash, I think potty squash. They're about 2 inches. I think it's called potty squash. So you see little mounds right there. I planted them there and there. And the little squashes that I planted in these little mini greenhouses. Let's see. I saw one come out yesterday. I don't see one here. This one came out. See, you can see it in there. See? So there's a little squash there that I'm going to let it grow a little bit more. The temperature inside this little thing is about a good 5 or 6 degrees warmer than the ambient temperature. So that's good for the little squash, at least when the days are still cold. Moving on, the potatoes are starting to come out. This one has nothing yet, but this one has a few little shoots are coming out. Oh, Daisy, move, sweetie. Here's another potato coming out. They're all starting to come out. The one in the containers, even the ones on this little raised bed that I put here, they're starting to come out also. Daisy, come on. What do you smell there? Just sniffing around for rodents, I guess. I don't know. So there's more here. So these are the potatoes, and as you can see here, there's a lot of little things coming out in these beds here, and a lot of these little plants just went to seed by themselves from last season. A lot of them I forget. Sometimes I just throw seeds in these things and let them grow. The chard is okay. I mean, I removed all the bad burnt leaves, and it's looking nice again. Here's some bad leaves that need to be composted. So just throw them in there. This little chard is going to seed, and let me show you very quickly what I have here in the greenhouse. I found this table. It's a very nice table, so I brought it here and I put it here. So it's a little bit hard to get in, but I just want to show you very quickly. Here are the trays that I began, the little containers. So you can see these I began about 2 weeks ago too. Compared to what I put in the ground, I think that what I put in the ground is much better. Now, granted, sometimes you don't have the luxury, like I said before, but if you can afford to put directly in the ground, I would suggest put it in the ground directly instead of putting it in a tray, waiting for it to grow, taking care of it. I mean, trays require a lot more care because they dry out very quickly, and so if you put them directly in the ground, they'll just take off. You don't have to transplant them. Here's the other tray that I had to replant because I got careless. It looks like things are coming out nicely here too as well. I had them under the table because because it's been raining and I don't want the trays to overflood or anything. So they get some good light here, but not too much water from the rain. There's a lot of mosquitoes right now. Here's another tray. My tomatoes on this tray, they're not doing that great. Tomatoes are the #1 planted crop in America, and God, they're so freaking hard to really bring to harvest. At least for me, they are. Maybe it's my climate, maybe it's my green thumb. I don't know what it is, but they're not doing great. So what I did, I always hitch. I also put some on the dirt, directly in the ground, and those I've always had better results when I put them in the ground. Look at these tomatoes. They've been in this pot for about 6 weeks now, early February, and they just look wimpy. I mean, I don't have any faith for these things. It's not like a water, it's not like a sun, because they've been out here for a long time, yet they look miserable. So I really don't know. If anybody has any suggestions, feel free to chime in. And here's the dill that I planted on this. I had done a video earlier about a little kitchen garden for the windowsill. So I have marjoram here, thyme, oregano, and I reserved the spot for dill, which I also like very much on meats. And I didn't have a dill plant, so I put some seeds in. It's coming out nicely here, so it's all good there. And let's go to the containers. Oh well, I have another little bed here. I put some garlics here, and they're coming out really, really nice. And these are just garlics that I had at my house in my fridge, and they were starting to come out. They had to sprout, and I put them on the ground. Let's go very quickly to this other bed here. This bed has onions and garlics, and plus I had sprinkled this bed with a lot of seeds, who knows what. But there's a lot of stuff that's going to come out here. It's already coming out. Lettuces, kales, Swiss charts. It's just a hodgepodge of stuff in here. That's kind of the way I like to plant stuff, I just like to throw the broadcast seeds sometimes on my beds, and I just let it grow, and they look like one big mess, but I always get good results like that. So your style may be different than mine. Well, these are all the herbs that I have here. They're doing okay, but these are the containers that I want to show you here real quick. So here I went ahead and planted some seeds here. I have poblano peppers here. They haven't sprouted. I have another poblano peppers here, and I don't know, my kids put some flowers there, I think. So we'll see. Here's a lot of kale that I planted also. These I just put up about 3 days ago, and they already broke. The seed already broke. That means the soil is warm, and they're coming out. See, and these ones here, well, they've been here for a long time. But here, these little ones here, I just put them here about 4 days ago. So they're coming out nicely. And lastly, I have another container here where I put some calendula, the marigold, for flowers. And I also put some eggplants here. So let's see where that goes. And I have a little plant, a little bird pepper plant right there. They're a little sensitive to too much light, so I kind of keep it tucked away in between all these other containers. So that's it, folks. Thanks for watching, and until next time.